How's it going, Jets fans? It's Ryan Rand here, coming to you with another episode of Fireside Jets following the Jets' third and final preseason game, a game in which they won down at the wire, last-minute thriller, led by preseason star Chris Trevler. The Jets beat the Giants 31-27 in what was really their best game this summer, across the board from start to finish. I felt like they had to go out and really start, this game a lot faster than they did the first two games, even though obviously there weren't a ton of starters out there in those games. I mean, you still had guys who they're going to be counting on to, contribute in the regular season, and things just didn't really go too well in the first half of those first two games. So definitely, an inspiring start today on both sides of the ball. All three quarterbacks certainly, did some good things overall, led some scoring drives, which was good. And, really starting with Joe Flacco, I mean, aside from the frustrating interception that he threw, I mean, felt like you saw from Flacco a lot of what you would expect. I mean, just an experienced veteran with, the command, the, presence, and just the good decision-making, the accuracy, the rhythm, the timing. And he spread the football around really well. A bunch of different skill position players got involved, which was good to see. And, the Michael Carter fumble on the first drive, obviously, put a bit of a dent into things. And that was a good start the Jets had there. And, overall, I think, Flacco had a good day for himself. Then to Mike White, I mean, definitely his best game, this summer. Turnover free, had the two touchdown drives before the half and the 2-minute drive, which was good to see. Good decisions, again, spread the ball around, certainly helped himself after, an uninspiring start, this preseason in the first two games, and definitely did well today. And then, the star once again in Chris Trevler. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, just the moxie, the leadership, the confidence that he plays with. And, I think the Jets players really love and respect this guy. And it's going to be interesting to see, what ends up transpiring. Is he on this final 53-man roster, which is really tough to say at this point in time. And if the Jets try and poach him on the practice squad, I mean, you'd have to believe that probably another team, like what they saw enough, at least one team out there to, try and snag him onto their 53-man roster. So, Strebler, regardless, I mean, for a guy who wasn't getting reps up until Zach's injury 2 weeks ago, I mean, came in and did awfully well for himself. And then to the skill position players, starting with Breece Hall in the backfield, I mean, he had that one really good run, which you see just his explosive one-cut ability, his combination of size and speed, and just his, quickness in space to make defenders miss. He had one good pass blocking pickup on the first drive there. There was a pursuing defender blitzing from the outside, and he did a really good job, getting in front of him and giving Flacco the time needed to, complete a play to Braxton Berrios on the first drive. And, really all the wideouts, I mean, it was good between Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Berrios, Garrett Wilson had a really good grab. Jeff Smith, made a couple of plays and definitely proved himself in a live game. The tight ends, you saw Tyler Conklin, a guy I'm really excited about and think he's really poised to break out in this offense. Made two good grabs. CJ Uzama had one as well. From there, I mean, you saw some of the depth players. It was good to see Jeremy Ruckert really for the first time, get some targets in the game. Lawrence Cajun once again made a few plays to help himself. Calvin Jackson, another, roster hopeful, continued to really play well. And I think he's definitely at least earned a spot onto this practice squad. And, a lot of tough decisions, obviously. And, the final skill position player going to touch up on here. I mean, Denzel Mims absolutely shined, after the trade request a few days ago. You really expected it. I think he knew he had a lot to play for, and it was good to see him go out and help himself. I mean, 7 catches, 102 yards, really impressive touchdown grab. And it's going to be interesting to see if, a trade ends up coming to fruition here. He definitely helped himself either way here today. And, it was good for him just from a confidence standpoint to help himself. Lastly, with the offense, I mean, the offensive line, the starting five for the first time got an opportunity with some moving parts, some new faces to really go out there and, build some synergy, some camaraderie, some chemistry collectively. And, the run blocking was a little bit iffy at times. I don't think that there was as much space, for Michael Carter and Breece Hall in the early going of this game that you would have liked to have seen. And, ultimately for them to just get, some live game reps under their belt together, I think, could definitely help as they really got to get up to speed here collectively. All 5 of them is, whether it's been injuries or guys change positions. I mean, they definitely got to, get that together, soon. And today was definitely, an opportunity for them to learn and grow together. Defensively, I mean, it was good to see a fast start, up front. I mean, Quentin Williams, Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, a ton of the headline starters, involved around the line of scrimmage, making an impact. Even some of the depth players, I mean, Michael Clemens, Bryce Huff, was finally healthy. It was good to see him, doing what he does, causing, some pressure on the quarterback. Bradley and I again early, he was working opposite Huff there, with the second string and continued to help himself. It was a pretty quiet day from the D tackles. I mean, Jonathan Marshall maybe, play here or there, but it's going to be interesting to see really, 10 or 11 D linemen, who makes it, who doesn't. Definitely a lot of guys deserving there. On the second level, you saw Quan Alexander. It was really good to see him make his impact felt with that one big hit. Second-year linebacker as well, Jamie Sherwood. He's definitely shown some progress this summer in his second year. A guy with the size, the physicality, and just that presence in the box, to help against the run. And it's been good to really see him, continue to grow from last year and just show that, he can potentially be a contributor, for this defense down the road. In the secondary, there was no DJ Reed once again today. He had the hamstring injury in practice with the Giants this week and has been battling, multitude of injuries over the last couple of weeks. So they held him out, but you saw Sauce and he really wasn't tested very much. Brandon Eccles got a little bit of work opposite him early. And, the big time plays today came from Michael Carter, the second in the slot, the guy we really want to see a jump from in year one, year two. And it's going to come with ball production. And today it was good to see him, make that play on the ball, pick that pass off, and also helped on the, sack that Quinn cleaned up on the first drive. MC's a guy with that speed and versatility to, pressure the quarterback, play the run, and also help in coverage. And the last player that I wanted to touch up on defensively was Will Parks again, who certainly helped himself today, made a couple of good tackles in space. He's a guy just with the toughness, the physicality that's needed. And I think he deserves really a role in this defense. And, the guy he's really competing for that fourth safety spot with, and Ashton Davis. I mean, you saw him, recent third round pick working late in this game with the third string behind Parks and Pinnock. So it's going to be interesting to really see, if they end up going with Parks or, a recent third round pick in Davis with a lot of athletic upside. So, overall, I mean, over the next 48 hours, you're going to see, a lot of moves, transactions, and, these roster battles. I mean, we're really going to see what the team thinks and, some tough decisions for Joe Douglas and company loom. So hope you all enjoyed this episode. We got more content on the way. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Fireside Jets, and have a great day, Jets fans. We'll catch you tomorrow.